Kyle Tucker is a Dodger. Bo Bichette is a New York Met. And Tarek Skubal and the Detroit Tigers had the largest gap in between offers for salary arbitration in MLB history.
Yeah, I think they need to give Skubal whatever the hell the guy wants. He's back-to-back Cy Youngs. He's the best pitcher we have right now.
It's his fourth full MLB season.
Yeah. And I don't think he's peaked yet. I think we're going to see better seasons from him. I think we're going to see more win totals, especially if the guy actually gets some freaking run support. And I think he's going to keep striking guys out. And I think he's going to set some, career highs in the next coming years if we can keep him. Or no matter where he's at, he's gonna do good. They need to give him whatever the hell he wants. I mean, what was the deal? 20 or 19 million, 20 million, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. It was 19 million, and Skubal wanted 32 million.
Which I grew up in an era where, way back in the day, nobody thought any single player was worth $1 million. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, think about $1 million a season. That's a lot of freaking money. I think Nolan Ryan was the first $1 million a year contract, and if anybody was worth it, it was Nolan. But you're worth what you bring to the table, right? If you make the company more than what you cost them, then you're worth a certain amount of money. If he's bringing hundreds of millions of dollars into the ballpark because people want to see him, then he's worth $20 million a year.
Yeah.
And I think if anybody right now,
32.
Yeah, I think if anybody's worth, well, he's definitely worth that. But if you look at what some of the other players are getting, I think he's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, he totally deserves it. Back-to-back Cy Youngs.
What big draw do we have with him gone? I mean, we got Kerry Carpenter, we got some decent players and some good hitters, but yeah, and those are really, really good. Those are really, really good players, but think about, he's the biggest name right now in Detroit.
He's the biggest name right now in the American League, at least.
I agree.
I don't know if he's better than Paul Skeens, but he's close, if not better.
Really, really close. I think. I wouldn't throw either one of them out. I mean, come on, they're
going to be playing on the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, and they're franchise players. There's something you can build a team around. So why would you want to get rid of them? If you get rid of them, you're in another rebuilding year, basically. We've already done that. We've been there, done that. It's not good. They need to. I don't know. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's my take on it.
It's kind of fucking stupid.
I think give him whatever he wants and quit playing games with him. 19 million. You're so far apart. Somebody else will give him that 30 million or close. They'll give him more than 19.
The Dodgers probably will.
Dodgers probably have it to give.
God, they signed.
Why do they need him though? For crying out, Dodgers
Kyle Tucker.
Dodgers got a heck of a pitching staff,
and they now have an even better lineup. And it's like, okay. It's annoying. They're probably going to three-peat.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to three-peat.
Just this fucking picture of Jeff Passan's face right next to this star outfielder Kyle Tucker and the Los Angeles Dodgers are in agreement on a free agent contract. That just, no, it's awful.
I really don't want to see Skubal in a Dodger uniform, any other uniform for that matter, other than Detroit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. But I think they need to give the guy whatever the hell he wants. Yeah. And quit pissing off Detroit Tiger fans. They're the ones paying everybody's salary. They're the ones packing the ballpark to see the guy.
Well, like, if you're not going to get fucking Skubal back, just do something, please. Like, anything. You're not getting any of the big free agents. Just go out and get someone. Get a pitcher. Get, like, anything.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Yep. I agree. Well, you ready to get into it?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, sports fans, to Everything Sports with Bill and Will, and we're happy to have you this week, or joining us this week. We did not record last week because Will was out of town helping his grandmother out, so appreciate the fact that we're both back together in the studio today on a really cold Michigan morning, and this is probably
19 degrees.
19 degrees. Yeah. That's Michigan for you. Not even a week ago, hardly. It was almost 60. It was 60 outside.
Mm-hmm.
So Michigan is so bipolar with the weather, but it is what it is. We're recording. At least I was going to say the basement studio isn't that much warmer, but
yeah,
there's no heat in here. But anyway, we're going to get into it today. We got a lot to talk about. More baseball stuff. We've got a lot of playoff stuff with football. Little hockey news. Fedorov got his number retired, so stuff like that. So let's get into it.
Before we get into the playoffs, let's talk about Mike Tomlin stepping down and some of the other little manager shit that happened, or coaching shit that happened. So Tomlin stepped down after I think 19. Yeah, it was 19 seasons, and never had a losing season.
Yep.
Crazy record. Yeah, just crazy. And he inherited the record from Bill Cowher, the previous manager. Then they won a Super Bowl. And he has not won a Super Bowl since I think 2009. That's the Obama administration.
It's a long time ago. You were just a little guy.
You're a little guy.
Still had a big head, but you were a little guy.
And Jim Harbaugh got fired. Also, been with his team a crazy long time. Won a Super Bowl. I think he won 2. I can't remember though if he was a part of the first one, and I don't want to look it up. But he got fired. Then he's now hired by the New York Giants, which I really like. That they have a new quarterback and a new running back in Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo. Say the name.
No.
Say the name.
Scadaboo.
Thank you. And the Dolphins have let go of head coach Mike McDaniels. And hopefully he comes to the Lions as their head coach. Or not head coach, their offensive coordinator.
I would not complain.
Yeah, I really like him. He's very fucking good. And the Raiders have also fired head coach Pete Carroll. Carroll signed a 3-year deal 1 year ago, and the Raiders finished this season with the NFL's worst record. And former head coach Don Mattingly has now become the bench coach for the Philadelphia Phillies. And lastly, in this little bit of coaching news, the Falcons are set to hire Kevin Stefanski, the former Browns head coach, as their new head coach. Switching over to the playoffs now, the Patriots won a very boring, low-scoring game against the Chargers, 16-3. And it's kind of crazy how they've had the 13-3 game against the Rams in the Super Bowl, and now against the other LA team, they went 16-3, and the game was also boring. And the Aaron Rodgers scored 6 points in his loss against the Houston Texans, and yeah, which is kind of eh. And speaking of that Steelers loss, Aaron Rodgers would be the first player in NFL history to throw a pick six in the playoffs on the final pass attempt of his career. And speaking of the Texans game, players with 5 or more fumbles in a game and win, including playoffs since fumbles were first recorded in 1991, are Eli Manning in Week 16 of 2007 and C.J. Stroud, which is just a crazy stat. He's also the 5th quarterback since 1950 to make a divisional round in each of their first 3 seasons. The Patriots and Texans will play tonight. It will be yesterday when this comes out. But yeah, they're playing later tonight. And then Buffalo barely beat the Jacksonville Jaguars to wrap out the AFC. They faced the Broncos yesterday. The Broncos barely beat them in overtime. It was 30-33.
Got to be honest, a lot of the playoff vibe for me kind of died when Lions were eliminated.
Yeah,
but we'll still watch the big game.
Patriots.
But yeah, I don't have a dog in the fight anymore. I don't care who wins, but I just want a good playoff.
Still in.
I know.
They're playing at 6.
Yeah. He's might be in MVP contention this year, I think.
He is. It's him and Drake May.
Yeah, he's had a good season.
He's had a great season. Drake May should get it, but he might be snubbed, and not to be rude because I want him to win the MVP, but if he gets snubbed, I'm kind of like fine with it because when Tom Brady got snubbed for the MVP, it just made him more motivated to win.
Yeah, and then when he did, so
yeah, he did a lot of that shit.
Yep.
And he lost 3 Super Bowls. Still won 7.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, in the NFC division, Los Angeles Rams beat the Carolina Panthers 34-31. And Chicago overtook Green Bay 31-27.
Great game. They came back in the fourth quarter and had a great comeback. Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson are amazing. And then after the game, they recorded Ben Johnson saying, "Fuck the Packers."
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's awesome. All these games were pretty close. At least those two we mentioned. And San Francisco just edged out Philadelphia 23-19. That's the first round. And then the divisional playoffs. San Francisco got destroyed by Seattle, whopping 41-6.
Yeah, I didn't think Seattle would be this good. But, I have no idea. They don't make sense. They shouldn't be this good. They got a good defense, though, so that does help.
Well, and tonight's game, since we're recording on Sunday, is the Rams versus Chicago Bears. By the time this comes out, there will already be a victory and a loser in that one. But as of this recording, it's still to be determined. So
yeah, I want my dream Super Bowl for this year is the Patriots Bears rematch.
The
from
Bears?
1984 or 5. I think it was 1985.
Could be
Patriots' first Super Bowl 20. I would love to see a rematch of that Super Bowl. That would be pretty fucking awesome, especially with the defense that the Patriots have and the offense that the Bears have. Be a pretty good matchup. And since we brought up the Bills earlier, Josh Allen is now 0 for 7 in his career in overtime, and he is 0 for 3 in the playoffs. This ties Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning for the most overtime losses without a win by a starting quarterback in postseason history. Switching over to baseball now, free agent outfielder Max Kepler has received an 80-game PED suspension. MLB said he tested positive for the performance-enhancing substance. Whatever the fuck that is.
I think they should all be on PEDs and make the game more exciting. I'm kidding, actually, but shit, man. I want to see an exciting. I don't want to see a boring 15-inning game where nothing happens. I want to see balls flying out of the stadium.
You don't want to see a pitching duel?
If it's a good pitching duel, hell yeah. But if it's just boring stuff, no, it's too long. I watched 2 18-inning playoff games this year. I'm still a little irritated over that because none of the teams we wanted to win won after 18 freaking innings. And the one, we stayed up and watched the whole damn game. So, yeah, forget that.
Yeah.
You got other baseball news? Because I got a couple things.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier in the cold open, just as an aside. But Kyle Tucker's deal with the Dodgers is 4 years, $240 million, with opt-outs after years 2 and 3, and a $64 million signing bonus. He also has $30 million deferred because it wouldn't be a Dodgers contract without deferred money.
Of course. And they can't give Skubal $30 million a year. Come on. That's just so ridiculous.
He literally is getting $30 million deferred. And it would be $57.1 million a year in net present value after factoring in deferrals. A record by $6 million. That's crazy. He's getting almost $60 million a year.
Wow.
Yeah, why wouldn't you accept that? That's crazy.
Yep.
4 year, $240 million contract. Just
insane. Yeah.
I said earlier this year, I tweeted out that they should give Skubal a 4 year, $200 million contract.
Yeah.
And they should.
Just 40 years ago, maybe a little longer, they thought no one was worth $1 million. So, hey.
Yeah.
If you're bringing people to the ballpark, though, and you're making billions of dollars a year for somebody or millions and millions of dollars, then yeah, your worth is what you bring to the table. I mean, if you're a salesman and you can't sell, you sell 10 million for a company, you're worth a lot of money to that company. But if you're losing them money, then you're not going to have a job very long. So apparently he's making them some money. They can afford to give him a little bit better contract than $19 million a year when they're giving other people hundreds of millions a year, in a 4-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever.
Yeah.
But do continue.
Next, the Arizona Diamondbacks are acquiring 8-time All-Star third baseman Nolan Arenado in a trade with the St. Louis Cardinals. Arenado has agreed to waive his no-trade clause to get the deal done.
Hey, sports fans, if you're in the great state of Michigan and you're in need of roofing, siding, gutters, or insulation, there's only one place to call, and that place is Excel Home Improvement out of Romulus. With over 60 years in business, they are third-generation, family-owned, and veteran-operated. They manufacture their own gutters and trim, so they're able to keep costs low while providing superior quality with unmatched service. They cover all of southeastern Michigan, including as far north as Bay City, all the way down to Monroe, and from Lansing to Port Huron. So give them a call today. That's Excel Home Improvement, 734-941-2800.
And we also talked about the Bo Bichette news, but he signed a 3-year, $126 million contract. And, he was set to go
Another big money deal.
Yeah. He was set to go to one team, and then the Mets just do what the Mets do. They lost out on Kyle Tucker, so they went to Bo Bichette, got a deal done. It's $42 million. It's a crazy free agent contract.
It's more than Skubal was offered.
Yeah, but Skubal's still in the first 6 years of his contract. He's not a real person until he reaches free agency.
He's someone we need to keep, though.
Yes, but
they're
not going to. They're not going to. They're stupid. They're stupid people.
This is how you piss off a fan base, by getting rid of a player like that.
Yeah.
But,
they're going to riot.
Yeah. Any hopes of the playoffs, I think, unless they make some massive, massive deal, which I don't see them doing because they don't even want to pay Skubal what he's worth. we're not getting to the playoffs this year if they're going to keep screwing around like this. They didn't even make any moves last year during the trade deadline, which they could have. There's money in that. I mean, there's money there. They've whatever. Anyway, moving on. Go ahead.
They're the third richest family in baseball.
I don't know if they still do. They own Little Caesars.
They are. They're the third richest.
No. I'm saying they own Little Caesars Pizza too at a time.
Yeah, I think they do still. I can't remember.
I don't know either. It doesn't matter. We've got money. We're not using it to our advantage.
Not using it at all. They're paying fucking Riley like $4 or $5 million. They're paying Torque $4 million. They're paying Carey $3 million.
Yeah, and this guy said, I think what it hurt him is he said he wants to remain a Tiger for life. And I don't know if that's what it is or not because I don't know. I'm not inside their head and I don't have any inside tips on baseball at all or any inside knowledge. But I mean, that's kind of you're showing your hand right off the bat. That's a bad poker move. You know, they're telling him I don't want to leave, so okay, they can lowball him. If any other team offered him a ton of money and they're scared of losing him, they're gonna pony up and give him some, I would think a bigger contract, but maybe not. I don't know. I just don't. I don't think you should say that. But if you're working for a really good company, and someone says that you're loyal to them, well, that company should reward you. But it doesn't seem like that's what's going on now. But that's just my take on it.
I don't know. It's just
from outside.
stupid.
Yeah, it's bullshit. In other news, we got Ryan Presley retires after 13 seasons. And John Lester was inducted into the Mets Hall of Fame, which in a year or so he should be eligible for the actual Baseball Hall of Fame, which he should get hands down. I don't think there's it. Yeah. But, the writers are for MLB, which is ridiculous. But the guy's
shit.
Yeah. Guy's a 3-time, well, I'll run the stats on him. 3-time World Series champion, 5-time All-Star, NLCS MVP in 2016, National League wins leader in 18, pitched a no-hitter on May 19th of 2008, Cubs Hall of Fame just, this past week or so ago. So,
yeah, something like that.
2,488 strikeouts, which is incredible, which is pretty good. He's not all-time. That's up there. I might hit him a little bit because he's not a 3,000 club, but that's just stupid because he's got almost 2,500 strikeouts, 3.66 ERA, 200 wins exactly, with 117 losses, but really good career. And I know you're a big fan of John Lester. I've been a huge fan of him.
He's very good. He was on the Cubs in 2016, won a championship then, and I believe he was on the 2018 World Series.
He's the Red Sox too.
Yeah, with the Red Sox. Yeah. Did he win another one?
He won 3.
Who was that with? Was it with the Red Sox in 2013? Or was it 2007?
2016 and let me see.
Yeah, 07.
Yep, 07.
So yeah, he was a Red Sox to start his career, and from 2006 to 2014, a part of the 2007 and 2018.
Yeah, he's got a storied career. Well, not only that, so he's been in the playoffs a lot. I mean, he's not like 12-time Mickey Mantle or.
Oh,
he's been there a lot.
He was in the 2007 and the 2013 World Series. He was not on the 2018. And then he won the 2016 World Series with the Cubs.
Yeah.
Their first in 100 and some years since beating the Tigers of all teams.
Yeah, he's good to have in any lineup, though, just for that leadership and the playoff experience. But he was also he at one time held a record for the most opening games started as in a playoff with 12, or playoff series with 12 times until, lo and behold, Justin Verlander passed him just in 2023, former Tiger.
Yep. He also pitched a no-hitter on May 19th, 2008.
I already said that.
Oh, I was not listening. I was trying to pull up all this other stuff right now.
And you accuse me of not listening.
Well,
How dare you?
At least say when I'm not listening. You just
No,
don't
no, I
listen.
tell you, I don't listen half the time,
It's fucking gay.
but I pretend I'm listening on TV. So anyway, and in a little bit of hockey news, we've got Detroit Red Wing Patrick Kane became the 50th player in history to record his 500th career goal. So good for him. And
Yeah.
Wings actually won a game or two this week, so that's a plus. And speaking of the Red Wings,
They're second at the Atlantic right now.
that's right, Will.
See.
And since we're talking about the Red Wings, Sergei Fedorov had his jersey number 91 retired. This was a little over a week ago, so I'm sure everyone's heard of it already, but we just wanted to give a shout out to Sergei. Awesome player for Detroit. Oh, there we go. I'm still, all right. I told you need to mark those. Go Fedorov. There we go.
Wow.
Yep. He played from 1990 to 2003, which to me, come on, you should have retired that number long time ago. And in other news, Sidney Crosby of the Boston Bruins recorded his 1,087th assist. That's the most assists with one team. So good for him, even though he's not a Detroit Red Wing.
Yeah, they've won 5 out of their last 6. And next in hockey news, the Avalanche have just 2 regulation losses through their first 40 games, and they've broken the Flyers record for the fewest regulation losses through 40 games in NHL history.
It's impressive.
Yeah, don't really like them, but
I'd be more impressed if it was the Wings, but hey.
Yeah, real. And moving over to basketball, starting with the standings, the Thunder are 35-8 on top of the Western Conference, and the Pistons are on top of the Eastern Conference at 30-10.
You get a little half time. Okay.
Woo.
Yeah, woo. Yeah, next week we can run down the full list of standings for hockey and basketball since they're not in a playoff or anything right now. And by the time this comes out, the stats it'll change again anyway. So we'll do it next week. So what else you got?
Cooper Flagg is in very elite company. He joins LeBron James and Luka Doncic as the third teenager in NBA history with 3 consecutive games scoring 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists.
And I thought he was overrated.
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
That's what they say, but he's not. I mean, he's proven himself though, for crying out loud, and he's young. And again, just like we talked with Skubal, he hasn't peaked. This kid hasn't even peaked yet. He's gonna get better. You know, with experience. I mean, think of what he can do. If he's doing this now, 5 years from now, if he's still in the league, then he's going to be an incredible player.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it could just be it could be one of those flukes, but if you're that good, you're good, you know. So I think he's going to be exciting to watch. And then in some sad news, Pittsburgh Pirate World Series hero Dave Giusti passed away at the age of 86. He had 100 wins, 93 losses, 3.60 ERA, 1,103 strikeouts, and 145 saves. So he did a little bit of everything. Played for 5 different teams in his career, was an all-star in 73, World Series champ in 71, NL saves leader in 1971 as well. So he passed away, and then we also have a Red Wing.
Glenn Hall passed away at the age of 94. He began his career with the Red Wings in 1952, stayed there until 1957. Known as Mr. Goalie, won the NHL Rookie of the Year in 1956, and was a 2-time Stanley Cup champion.
Before my time, but I have heard of Mr. Goalie, so our thoughts and prayers as always go out to the friends, families, and fans of those players. And, you know, God bless.
Hall also set the record for the most consecutive games played at goaltender at 502 that has since been broken.
So it's a long time for hockey.
Yeah. And he also played for the Blackhawks and the Blues, ending his career there.
All right, that wraps it up for us sports fans. As always, thank you for joining us, and feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And here's the random clip of the week.
Here it is. Goff steps up. He's going for the big ball to the end zone. Oh, and it's knocked out of his hands.